"It is Storm the Lightning Fairy," cried Rachel, hurrying to open the case. She found a tiny catch on the side and unlatched it so that the glass door swung open. "Hello again," said Storm in relief. "I am really glad to see you too." Rachel and Kirsty had met all the weather fairies at the start of the feather finding mission, when the king and queen of fairyland had magically summoned the girls to ask for their help. Storm had long straight white goat hair, and she wore a striking purple trouser suit. A golden lightning strike hung on a chain around her neck, and her purple wand sent out little crackling lightning bolts whenever it moved. "Hello, Storm," said Kirsty as she fairy fluttered out from the glass case. "I was wondering when we were going to see you. What were you doing in there?" Storm tossed her hair. "The goblin with the lightning feather shut me in," she explained crossly. "He is somewhere in the museum. Have you seen all the lightning he's made?" She put her wand on her hips. "Please say you'll help me get the feather back. Lightning is powerful stuff, you know." "We know," Rachel told her. "We were under a tree when lightning struck and a branch was cracked." Storm looked horrified, so Kirsty tried to soothe her. "It was very pretty lightning, though, Storm," she said, "all the shining and sparkly." Storm smiled. "It is beautiful, isn't it?" she said. Then she sighed. "But I have got to get the feather back before the mean old goblin does any more damage. Those goblins have no idea." Storm broke off in the middle of the sentence. "Someone's coming," she whispered. "It might be the goblin." The girls pressed themselves back against the wall and Storm swooped down into Kirsty's shoulder. They were half hidden by a display case and peered into the gloomy darkness. Thunder crashed again outside and Kirsty found that her heart was beating wildly. She really hoped it was just the tour guide coming back, but not the goblin. Jack Frost had cast a spell to make all the goblins bigger, so now they almost reached the girl's shoulder, as well as making the goblins stronger. It meant it was really even harder for Kirsty and Rachel to get the weather feathers from them. The door creaked open and the girls and Storm held their breath. It was the goblin, and to Kirsty's dismay, he was a particularly scary-looking one, with extra narrow red eyes, long pointed ears, and a thin bony body. The lights were still out in the museum, but the goblin soon lit up the room. He was waving the lightning feather around so gleefully that golden bolts of lightning whizzed all over the place, crackling and fizzing, and sending electric blue sparks shooting from everything that they touched. Storm put her head in her hand. "I can hardly bear to watch," she groaned. "What does that fool think he's doing?" "Oh," gasped Rachel, darting down as a lightning bolt zoomed past her head. "We have got to stop him before he does any damage," she hissed. "Who was that?" the goblin snapped. "Fairy, was that you? Or is somebody else in here?" Kirsty's heart pounded so loudly she was sure the goblin was going to hear it. He was turning around, looking everywhere to see who'd made the noise. At last his red eyes fell upon the girls and he grinned a horrible grin. "Oh," he cried, "planning to sneak up on me, were you?" And with a wave of the feather, he sent 3 fiery lightning bolts whizzing towards them. "Duck!" cried Storm, diving into Trusty's thought portrait. The doors threw themselves behind a display case, and the lightning crashed to the ground, missing them by a few centimeters. Wisps of glittering smoke rose in clouds from a stretch mark from the floor, and the doors watched them anxiously. The smoke drifted up to the ceiling, where it finally fizzed out into a shower of blue sparks, like a tiny firework. Fairy lightning was certainly powerful stuff. "What shall we do?" whispered Trusty, her face white. "I do not know," Rachel whispered back. "Storm, have you got any idea?" Storm shook her head. "He's holding the feather so tightly. There's no way I can fly over and grab it," she said, frowning anxiously. Rachel bit her lips. They needed a plan, and quickly. "I will just peep out to see where he is," she whispered. She poked her head around the side of the display case, only to see the goblin creeping closer towards them. "There you are," he gloated and waved the lightning feather again. To Rachel's horror, a lightning bolt came shooting straight towards her face.